Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Medic Gaming. This is going to be the pilot episode for a new series. This is going to be Ark Ascended. I'm going to play with a friend on an unofficial server. Go ahead and hit the like button. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below, and let's see what we can get into. Well, the next things I'm going to be doing is, we've got a bunch of narco berries by farming for metal, just by hitting some of the nearby bushes. So we'll get that and some rancid meat and make some narcotics and go drink us an RG. That way we can carry this thing around and make this process a lot faster. Here we are, we gathered a bunch of narco berries. We're going to make some narcotics. Run it over to the mortar and pestle, drop everything in there, get it all mixed up. And then after that we're going to make some trank darts. We're going to go gather a bunch of resources, make some dino gates, and we're going to go find us an RG. The best place that I'd found was up near the snow. Here you see we're dropping down some of these dino gates to make a taming pen. And unfortunately, while I was trying to make this, a wild T-Rex decided that he was going to come and harass me and my pterodon. Thankfully, Terry was able to kite him off the cliff in such a strategic manner, and he fell down into the water. I was able to whistle Terry back up to me, and we carried on with the mission. At this point in the process, the only thing left to do was place the doors and then go find us an RD to kite and trap in our pen. Once I had lured the Argentavis into the taming pen, my job had just begun. I then started shooting it in the head hitbox with trank darts, making sure and being very careful to wait a few seconds between each shot. I wanted to make sure that I didn't shoot the Argentavis with yet another trank dart right after it'd been downed, because if that would happen, I would get a taming penalty on it and lose some levels. Another tactic that I do when I'm out in the wild taming dinos, if I'm at my base then it's not a huge issue, but when I'm in the wild I'll go and make some of these spike barriers and surround the area. Thankfully, while I was right at the edge of a cliff, so all I had to do was more or less make a semicircle out of these spike walls. But I typically do this to ensure safety while I'm trying to tame the dino. Every now and then sometimes the dino's head will kind of stick out of the pen, and you don't really want anything crawling up to it and trying to eat it or kill it while you're in the middle of trying to tame it. So that's why I build these spike walls around, just to protect it. And it also gives myself some protection as well from things creeping up on me and surprising me. Another thing that I'll do while I'm waiting for my animal to tame out is I'll either explore the area or go see if there's any drops nearby, because I just really don't feel like standing there waiting on this thing to do its thing and tame out. I feel like that's a waste of time. So in this case I ran off and I found a couple loot drops while I was nearby, just waiting on this thing to get finished, and once it got done we decided to head back to base and make a saddle. Now it's been a few years since I've played this game. I mean, quite literally it's probably been at least 3 years or so since I've played Ark. It was the original Ark. But something that I was not aware of is how expensive it got to make Argentavis saddles. Yeah, it costs like $2 grand in hide now, so I had to do some hide farming. And unfortunately, as of right now, we don't have any carnivores or like T-Rexes or anything of size, so I more or less just had to go around with a pistol shooting at Phiomias and like animals and do it the hard way. Now that we've finished up with all that nonsense, trying to farm all that hide, we can now make an Argent saddle. Got it cooked up, put it on the Argent, and now we can do some solo farming. I hopped on the Argentavis, grabbed the Anki, and made a beeline for Metal Mountain. Now on our server we have what's called Solo Farm Mode. It's a mod. It works very well. You need two items. You need the remote and your 0 inventory slot. And then you also need the Dino Farm Mode enabler that is going to be put on the dino that is actually doing the farming. So in this case, the Anki. Hovering over the remote will show all the different commands as to how to control it. When you go into the menu, you can select different items that you want to either keep or throw away. So if, for instance, you want to keep stone, it'll keep the stone, but you don't want to keep berries, it'll automatically discard those items from the inventory of the dino that you're using to farm. Once you have ensured that you have food and you have the correct settings of items that you want to keep and farm, you can then go ahead and start the farm mode. To do this, you go into the dino menu, you click Solo Farm, and then pick Start Farm Mode. And your dino will automatically start farming resources. One issue you may come across is that if you're flying, you won't stop and you'll keep on having to do circles around what you're collecting. In this case, you can push the X button on PC. I don't know what it would be on console, but for me it is X. It's like an air brake. It will allow you to stop mid-flight immediately where you're at so you can continue farming just that one item. As you can see, I was able to farm up about 30k in metal ore, or just a little over, and was able to get it back to the base, threw it in the Indie Forge, and it's cooking up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Sorry for the delay on getting this video out, as this is a particularly busy time for myself. But if you did enjoy the video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video.